to Crochet Delight. I'm Barbara, and today's video is going to be talking about alpaca yarn. This is the mini hank that I made, but before we get to that, I want to talk to you about Hot Off the Hook Friday. It's still going on. I'm starting to feel a little better, so I'll be getting the last part of that shawl tutorial out to you guys as soon as I can. I'm transitioning into working more with the fiber. I've had this fiber sitting around for quite a while, about a good month and a half. But, alright, send your entries down to my email. It'll be in the description box below, always is, along with all of my links to my Etsy, my Facebook, and my GoFundMe. You guys can donate. It doesn't matter how much, even $1. Every little bit helps, because I'm still trying to raise money so that I can get a spinning wheel, and I'm gonna need, of course, the Lazy Kate and bobbins to go with it, because really, when you're spinning the yarn with a spindle, when you go to ply it, it sucks. See, I usually don't use that word in these videos. You guys know that. But it downright sucks, because you have to go through like 3 other processes in order to get it just right when you're spinning. But, alright, with that being said, let's talk about alpaca. It's actually pretty soft. Do not spin with it when it's completely raw. You will want to brush it out and everything. You have to wash it anyways to sanitize it. So, and how you do that is you boil it for about 20 minutes. That's easy. But definitely brush it out. And how you do that, if you don't have a carding brush set like I don't, there's actually a dog brush that is very, very similar. It's actually the exact same thing, only on a much smaller scale. Get a pair of those for probably about less than $15. And there you go, you have yourself a set of carding brushes until you can get the real professional things. So, you're definitely going to want to brush out the alpaca after you wash it and everything. And it is coarse, but it's actually pretty soft. And I'll tell you this, it plies beautifully when you go to ply it. I had no problem whatsoever plying this. And how I do it is after I spin so much, I ball it up right off of the spindle, and then I go and I make the other strand, and then I do the same thing, and then just unwinding each ball slowly as I go, spinning the spindle. And you have to have kind of like your finger right in between and 2 fingers on the side. Keep them separate. It actually works out really great. And it plies beautifully. It goes together beautiful. You're definitely going to want to try and get at least 3 strands in your yarn, because I'm not that happy with the look of the 2-ply. For any of the yarn that I've made, and I've only made, this is the 3rd one. The first one was that green Corridel. I used that as sock weight, but then the second one was more of an eggshell white Corridel, and I applied that, and the Corridel looks a lot better when you ply it, when you double ply it, but any yarn looks a lot better when you use 3 or 4 strands. So I haven't worked with 3 strands yet, I'm slowly working my way, but I don't know if you can see. I'll show you an even better picture. The alpaca has so many different shades in it. It goes from light to dark to almost black. It's beautiful. I mean, you can constantly see the different variations, and it's actually pretty soft. I was actually really surprised at how soft it was. I mean, brushing it out, it of course was a lot softer. I mean, a lot softer. But when you apply it, it gets a little more coarse, and when you spin it, it gets a little more coarse anyways. But it's actually very soft. It's almost as soft as the Corridel, which is almost as soft as cotton, which I actually really love. I am spinning the elderberry wine colored Corridel that I've had sitting around for quite a while. And then I'm going to work on some red Corridel that I've got sitting around. But wow, I was actually really surprised. I can't say it enough, but something that I can say enough is how much it sucks to ply the yarn without a Lazy Kate and bobbins. So if you guys go to try and spin yarn, even with a drop spindle, definitely invest in a Lazy Kate and bobbins before you go all into plying and everything. And it is a lot stronger when you ply it. I mean, even though it is 2 strands, each strand is not that sturdy all by itself, but when you ply it, it just strengthens. If you don't ply it, you actually have a bigger risk of it snapping. And something that a lot of people say when they teach you how to spin is there is such thing as too much twist and too little twist. Too little twist, it just falls right apart as you're spinning, and there's no working with it. Too much twist, and you can actually twist it so much that it'll snap. And that's actually happened a couple times while I was spinning the alpaca. See, I only made about 31 yards, that's all I had. But I'm definitely gonna consider working with the alpaca more later in the future. For now, I'm gonna stick with the Corridel because it's a lot softer and it works up really, really beautifully. I mean, a lot more beautifully than the alpaca. And like I said in my last video, your yarn is never going to come out perfect, but it's always going to be unique. With the alpaca, you'll get really big globs of hair and then really small strands as you're spinning it, and that's really, really beautiful when you go to ply it because those small strands will work with the big strands. It just turns out so pretty, and I really think you guys would love it if you go and try it out. So, as always, the yarn that I'm making is for sale. Since this is such a small little hank, you can see it right there. It's only about $3, so that's all I priced it out as, because it's not much. It's probably enough to make like a baby's hat. That's my dog. His name is Dude. Dude! I'm gonna show you guys this little guy. He's a teacup Yorkshire Terrier. This is the first sweater that he has not ruined. And he looks a little goofy because he lost all his teeth and he's really old. He's really getting up there. I think he's about 9 years old now. So hang on a sec. Here he is. He's had his hair cut quite a few times, so his hair is nice and short, which he likes it that way actually. It doesn't get caught up in his nails or anything. I see you. But this is the first sweater he hasn't ruined, and he's really, really old. I know. He's about 8 or 9, I think. I think he's about 9 by now. But he's the last of the ones that we bred, that my mom and my dad and I bred. So, alright. Go have fun. But yeah, that's Dude. And this is the alpaca that I spun. So, that's it for today's spinning experience. I hope you guys got some useful information out of this. Go ahead and leave any questions or comments down below, and hopefully in my next spinning video I'll be able to answer all your questions. Alright, let's see if I can find my little clicker. This thing actually broke recently. Came all apart. What a mess. Alright, bye everyone.